He said, in 3 years, you can become world class. He said, he said something like, how much money did you make this year? And I was like, a lot. he was like, better job with you than I fucked up.
It probably wasn't a year, but like, you know, it's like I'm out there like collecting emails and shit. I couldn't even tell the difference. It's just funny. Like when you really dedicate yourself to like, you've said this before, it's like, oh, dedicate yourself to, you know, one craft for a year or 2 or 5. And like, you can, you know, become very proficient at best in the world. I think
3 years to world class. And that was something.
There it is.
So what's funny is I had heard this before, this 3 years to world class. I don't remember where. Maybe I heard it in a book or something. And when I was trying to figure out, because I had an offer to go work with one of my heroes. I had an opportunity to go work with Mike Palmer, but I really wanted to start an agency. And I talked to my friend John Rhodes, and he actually does he has like an email training product that we do. He's really smart. Yeah, and he's been in the game for a while. He knows what he's talking about. And I was like, dude, this is one of those moments. Like, you're an idiot not to do this. Like, I could go work for arguably one of the best copywriters in history and learn from him. And I preach that too. But I had kind of taken my lumps. I'd kind of done the mentoring thing, and I've kind of led a team now. And I was like, if I go to this specific role, I will be entrenched because I'll also be put in a leadership position. So it'll become like a job of jobs. Like, it won't be like, you know, kind of just do the parts that I love. There will be meetings and politics again and all this stuff. And I was like, I want to step away from that. But the thing that he said that made me decide that gave me the courage to start an agency as opposed to taking what was a surefire win in any copy career by any regard. What gave me the confidence not to take that job was, he said, in 3 years, you can become world class. He said something like, how much money did you make this year? And I was like, a lot. he was like, I guarantee you. He's like, it's not going to seem like it. You're going to have to hit a reset button. He said, but in 3 years, if this is what you truly want to do, in 3 years, you'll make more. I don't care how much you made this year, even if it was an ass load. He's like, 3 years, you can make more as long as this is actually what you want to do. And it's funny because we could probably share the same lesson about your story, because I remember now, like when you said it, you had a cushy, it was 6 figures, right? Yeah. You had a cushy 6-figure job. And I was like, I want to pay you $45K, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that was exactly it.
And I say that with a straight face. And I've said this, we had a live class last Friday with Nick where we taught people how to break into copy, and they're asking like, how much money can you make? It's like, dude, you have to understand the salary range is like 45 for newbies up to like high 50s, maybe. And if you're better, you can get a higher salary. I was like, but you do not, I have never made a 6-figure copywriter salary. The highest I ever made, I think, was 85K was my salary. But I'm getting a little more comfortable saying this on camera. I have had a 7-figure income year.
Right.
And that thing about it, like that 85K, it helps me get there a little bit. But like, you have to understand the money in copy comes from the royalties and the sales. And that's what I was trying to say to you. Yep. And at the time, I knew it in my heart because I had lived it. And you're like, bro, I'm making 6 figures. You want me to make 45K?
Yeah. You know, I had a 6-figure salary and then, you know, a quarterly bonus. And I was like, you know, you actually talked about this, the golden handcuffs. That's where I was. It's like, man, my life's friggin' good. So actually right after I joined, I had saved up money. We had no debt. Right after I joined, I paid off my house. I had 0 debt. That was kind of like that, like almost like the security thing that I needed. And you've talked about this before. Like, I was afraid to join because I'm not a good writer. I'm still not a good writer. I struggle to read. Like, comprehension sucks. My friends think it's freaking hilarious. My friends think it's the biggest joke in the world that I'm a copywriter, that I use words to convince people to like buy stuff. They think it's like the biggest joke ever. One of my friends, we were like 5th grade or 7th grade. He remembers me spelling very, V-E-R-Y, like Merry Christmas, like M-E-R-R-Y, V-E-R-R-Y. Like, that's how bad of like a reader, writer, typer person I am. So I was like afraid. I was like, shit, like, can I do this? And at the time, I was Like, scary. Anyway, we paid off the house, and I was like, well, at least you don't have any overhead. So if shit sucks, we're safe for a while. But that was like kind of how the process went.
Yeah, you do have to get comfortable. I mean, like, one of the things is you have to be comfortable with the worst case scenario. You know, what if it doesn't work out? I think if you give yourself permission to face that, then you can jump into it. And the thing is, like, that worst case scenario, it's probably not going to happen, you know? Like,
No,
so, and especially like, you know what's funny now that we talk about your story? You're probably one of the only people I actively recruited. I think everyone else I was kind of like, here's what it is, take it or leave it. Like I remember because like you said, I was trying to get you to just join full time. Like I saw it in you, I don't know if you saw it or you didn't see it for a while, you weren't comfortable with it. But I remember the way that we came to basically interact was you joined the Copy Squad inner circle so you could learn.
I was a full customer.
Yeah.
Dude,
you were a fanboy first. You were a Copy Squad fan.
Dude, I discovered copywriting on like a Monday and joined like Copy Squad on like a Tuesday. And I was like, that looks friggin' awesome. Like I was already kind of like internet-y, like wannabe-ish. But then I was like, ooh, that looks cool. And it was and everybody like in the squad loves like the roof. The best was the breakdowns. And I was like, damn, that actually looks fun, crafty. He's like reverse engineering it. And that's what like hooked me in. So then that was like, 24 hours. I was like, all right, it's copywriting. Here we go. Let's check it out.